What I'm going to do here is sort of an example. It's really a math function more than really when you break it all down to the exchange rate of electrons between inverters and torque converters. And so I have fun with this. Bill O'Reilly, as he says, I have millions of subscribers. I have millions of people that watch me, which means they're spending their time and energy, or if you will, they're spending their electrons, because electrons, the voltage, power cells, right? Your cellular machinery, your cell membranes. So he does what's called a mailbag at the end of his Talking Points memo on his No Spin News channel. He's gone rogue now. He's not with Fox News no more. And he was telling the public on his channel this morning that he had a write-in by somebody that said, "Hey, I'm from California. I'm coming to New York. And since you live in Long Island, right, provide a couple restaurants that you might think you would suggest or recommend that we could go to." So what did Bill O'Reilly recommend? 2 places, one called Surfside and the other one was called Harvest. In Montauk, remember the Montauk boys? Antennas, special projects, time machine, time tunnels, right? And so what I did is I went to go I looked up Harvest and Surfside to go look at their menu. I thought, whoa, most of that I would never eat. The frequencies that are represented by the heightened sensor of smell and touch and feel and the sense of time. Now you're into rotation speed, gaining mass, losing mass, gaining speed, losing speed, and electrons. So here I'm musing about that particular individual, because at the end, what Bill said is that, by the way, since I'm recommending these restaurants, what did he say? Bring plenty of electrons. Bring plenty of money. Even though they run a printing press where they print money out of thin air. Whoops. And so here I'm musing about, wow. Okay, so you have the chefs who's preparing this stuff, and he's getting paid to prepare this. So he's getting paid in electrons, right? And then those electrons, if he puts them into a biometric ID account, like a bank account, like a Bloodline planetary memory bank account, right? And he's holding on to those because of the security that he sees by the larger that number is gained in mass, versus the guy that he's recommending to that asked him that question, I'm coming to New York, bring plenty of electrons. Now his electrons, by the electrons that being has accumulated with his family, are going to go to that restaurant, and now they're going to circulate the electrons that his cells run on by virtue of the biometric ID count based on his bloodline, race, raw C, as in 3, that he's now going to exchange and give to that restaurant. So now we're into the exchange rate of electrons. How fast will those electrons recirculate through bioplasma and everybody's circulation, right? Breathing in and out, which is our circulation system, right? Where the speed at which those electrons are being circulated through every unit of consciousness, right? At every cellular level of water worlds, they're in perfect balance on the actual spin rotation of the electromagnetic spectrum of consciousness, right? So I had fun with this. So this is where we get in the exchange rate. Inverters. The idea when I was a child growing up is they want you to become an inverter so that you're consuming what? More of the matter to increase the density and lose speed in order to not lose perception of us as batteries, slave batteries. Feeding on our electrons. That's a black hole. That means they're in a hole, chasing electrons. Instead of being an accelerator of electrons by being in love and service to others. That's giving away energy. So we build thriving communities and trade and travel networks. Networks of communication between units of cellular, DNA, fractal antenna consciousness that is driving vibrating at a higher rate of atomic speed.